Don't try to copy the code from the video, otherwise you may run into errors. Therefore, use the code in the description. First, go to Amazon AWS and then sign in. The best part is that you can sign in to AWS with your regular Amazon account. You don't have to create one account for AWS separately. And in here, sign in, select root user, type in your mail address and select next. Type in your password of your regular Amazon account and then sign in. It's loading. Then select services and EC2 under compute. Okay, then scroll down and then select launch instance. You see this orange button? Yeah, this one. Launch instance. And then select AWS Marketplace, search for Parse, and then click select. It's loading up. You don't have to do anything yet, then just select continue and let it load up completely, and then select this second one, free tier eligible. Make sure you select this one only, otherwise you'll be charged. And then select, scroll down and select launch. Now this is an important part. Choose an existing pair, no. Create a new pair, yes. I'll just name it as Amazon test and just download this new key pair and then select launch instance. And a quick note, if you're coming from Rob Percival's Android Studio course, Instagram clone part and having a hard time set up the Parse server, I'd also taken the course way earlier and I had a hard time setting it up. There will be instances in that course where you'll face a lot of trouble since the course is not updated as of yet. And therefore, I've decided to put up all the solutions for the difficulties you may face along the way. Consider subscribing the channel. The thing is, since the channel is relatively new, YouTube won't be able to fetch my videos for you even if you type your question perfectly in the search bar. If you're already subscribed, then my videos will be given preference and you would be able to find the solutions much faster and save your time. That's how just YouTube algorithm works. Again, it's up to you. I don't want my channel to be a disturbance in your feeds. As launched, and then select view instances. And yeah, I have 4 instances here. The current one is the one with status check of initializing. So yeah, this is the one. So it's initializing. You just refresh the page and wait for some time because, and yeah, it has been checked. 2x2 checks. It means that your instance is up and running. And now we have to set up the Putty configuration. Now type in Putty in the search bar, and the second one, clarkgreenland.org.uk. Select download Putty and then select 64-bit or 32-bit according to your system and click this button, Putty 64-bit installer.msi. I've already installed it, so it's a pretty easy process. You just click next, 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 and it'll be set up. Then search in PSFTP, open the file location, and you will see PSFTP Putty ygen. You can select Putty ygen. We have to work out this first. Then select load from here. Select the downloaded key file you've just downloaded from Amazon. It's not here. It must be here then. Now the first thing you have to do is just change this to all files, otherwise the file will not show up. And then just go to downloads and yeah, Amazon test PEM, this one which I just created in front of you, and then select open, and then it will say successfully imported and say save a private key. Yes, just name it as Android test SSH and save it as file in downloads. Alright, this is one thing you have to do first. Now this time you have to select Putty and you have to enter host name. You will find it in your instances. Select the current instance you have just created and you will find your host name here. Select it, Control C, select your Putty and type in a bitnami @ and paste your instance. Now select a connection, select SSH, auth, and you have to browse your private key you have just created through PuttyYGen. Say downloads Android test SSH. Open it. Okay, now we are fairly there. Then select open and select yes. Okay, we are here. After you went to Bitnami, type in cd stack parse, enter, then type cat config.json, then enter. You will see a list of credentials here. App ID, it's generally named my app ID, and then master key, which refers to the password. App name, it's not that important. Host, server URL, this is important. So just copy in app ID, master key, and server URL to a safe place because you are going to use it in the Android Studio configuration. Now we'll start configuring the Android Studio. So open up Android Studio and then create a new project according to your name. Okay, then say file, a new project, and then type and use empty activity as we always do, and just say Android test parse, and then click finish. This is the current one which I'm currently using. .example.android and new, we have to create a new activity, new empty activity, and let's just name it as starter application. Starter application, and then click finish. Let it load up. Okay, now we have to configure the Gradle files. So select project, res, Gradle scripts, and select build.gradle. We have to manipulate the dependencies, the repositories. Now just below this bracket, add this line of code which will be provided in the description. Repositories Maven Central. Just below this bracket, many of you won't take it up seriously and you might get up some error. So you have to paste it just below this bracket. The repositories Maven Central, Maven, and this. Now just after JCenter, paste this line of code, which I will obviously provide in the description. Maven Central, it is actually a clone of this part, but without the repositories line. So just copy and paste it very carefully, and then sync now. Now we go to build.gradle module and type in, scroll down and add these two lines of code. Let me comment it as unwrite parse and paste these lines of code, which I will obviously provide in the description, and sync now. Let it sync, and it has synced in successfully. We now need to manipulate the manifest file since it's really important. We go in there. We have to allow it to use internet. So we'll say users permission, and then internet. Second most important part we have to do is type in a name, name, and type in dot the name of the starter application file, starter application. Then it will show a red text, and then just scroll over it and say suppress at tools. Now it works fine. The most important configuration you have to make in Android manifest file is use clear text traffic. Uses clear text traffic and just set it to true. Otherwise your code won't work ever, because there will be a traffic issue if you don't put in this line. Okay, so the manifest file is configured perfectly now. You don't have to worry about whether the build.gradle app will work or not with this line of code. Implementation com.1.4.0, 1.13.1, because it's an updated video 2021, so it will work definitely with Android versions 4.0 and above. So now we have to configure the starter.application.java file. The first thing you need to do is delete all this. Just leave package.com.parse and delete all of this and paste these lines of code, which I'll provide in the description. Under package, paste this line. Okay, this is the only thing you need to do. The only next change you need to do here is replace the application ID, your client key, which we had derived from Putty Bitnami configuration, which he had done earlier. You'll find it in app ID master key. So basically here application ID would be my app ID, master key would be replaced with the client key, and the server will be replaced with the server URL. One thing you need to make sure is that after you copy the server URL from the Bitnami to Android Studio, you have to replace the URL and add /. This is what I'm talking about. This / after parse. It is mandatory, otherwise it won't work. So I guess that is about it. The starter application to Java is fully set up. Next thing we need to do is configure main activity.java, and we just need to add this line, which I'll provide in the description. Under set content view, add parse analytics track open. Just copy and paste. Okay, I guess it will work now. Now before we run the app, let's explore the parse dashboard. So we go to starter application or Java, and we copy the server URL, which is right here. Control C, and then we go to the browser and paste the URL there. Exception is you don't have to copy this parse part. Delete it and then press enter. You'll enter into the parse dashboard login page, and then you have to provide the username as user, nothing else. And then password, you have to copy it from the Android Studio part. So we go there and copy the client key. Control C and paste it in the password field, and then click login. We should successfully log in. Now to actually test this, whether this actually works, let's just create a new class. There are two classes here, role and user already. We need to create a new class such as test. So we go to Android Studio and go to main activity.java, and then just paste these lines of code. All right, this is just a test code, which is going to create a new class, test, this one. We'll talk about that later in the next video. Let's check whether it has been created or not. So we should just run the app. And then go to the Parse dashboard here and refresh it. There you go. We see test, created ad, updated first name, last name, and we see this test class with one object. All right, I think that is about it. And that's all you need to set up EC2 with Android Studio. If you like this video, please comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.